Hey there, Magic Maker. It's Deb D here for your Sunday Surrender. Our Sunday that is deep into the magic of our eclipse season. We are in it, my friends, and I'm wondering, how is that rolling for you? So today, as we do sometimes with our Sunday Surrender, I am going to be supported by the Gaia Oracle, and we're just going to seek in, well, what do we need to know as we go into this next week, into the second week of eclipse season, heading towards, not quite there yet, but heading towards that full moon. So we're past new moon. We are in the magic now, my friends, in the magic. And this particular eclipse is really bringing us a unique opportunity to say yes to letting go and change, to saying yes to what is actually finished and what will I begin. Now, did you know that Scorpio, the highlighted sign for our lunar eclipse, which will be aligning with the full moon, Scorpio likes to bring forward rebirth. Breathe that in, Magic Maker. What in your world, or what in your entire universe, are you looking for a little bit of rebirth magic? What do you want that is actually brand new, or born again, or transformed to the point where it now vibrates so completely different? Yeah. If you want a rebirth, well then first let's do a little bit of death. Let's do the letting go. We need to almost figure out how you're going to play this, Magic Maker. Are you going to go back through the birth canal and have a rebirth? Are you going to spend the time ensuring that you have actually committed to what it is that you're letting go? For if you are seeking the rebirth that is on offer further down in this eclipse season, when we hit this culminating point with that full moons are always culminating points, but this full moon coming up in the sign of Scorpio has that total lunar eclipse. So there's really amplified magic, and it's all about transformation and rebirth. So before we get there, what's happening back here? Knowing before you can get to a rebirth, there's some layers of letting go. So in an eclipse season, you're always going to have the energy of one or the other. So I'm going to tell you both of the energies, and because there's a wild card, because it's eclipse season, there's a third which we'll play with as well. One of the energies that you may be working with in the eclipse season is stuff from your past, things that you buried, people who you thought it's done, I think we've had the last conversation, or parts of your life where you just think, whoa, I thought I'd healed that. They kind of come back up to the surface, and they're not coming back to haunt you. They're actually coming back so that you can do a new layer of letting go, or maybe for the first time letting it go to make space for what is new on the other side. For on the other side of an eclipse season, you do have the opportunity of a brand new vibration. So for some of you, you may be feeling like, what? All of this feeling or memories or even worry or doubt about something that feels like it happened a long time ago, or maybe it really did happen a long time ago. All of that may be coming to the surface. And if it is, it's not a haunting. It may feel like it. It is an invitation to bring your attention and awareness to that and say, okay, I see you coming to the surface. I'm going to help you make your way out. What is coming to the surface for you? And it's not always necessarily expected or pleasant. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it comes to the surface and you go, right, I see you now for the last time. Let's do this work and exit stage left. So that can be an experience for some people in an eclipse season. It feels like your energy is kind of like bringing up old patterns, or in want for a purge, or it feels like an old pain returns. It's returning for a reason, Magic Maker. It's returning to say, look at me, I'm showing you the thing that you have either buried or didn't give enough attention to, or we weren't ready to yet, or any other myriad of opportunities energetically that happened to us. I'm coming to the surface now because during eclipse magic, when the veil is thin, when so much is changing, now's the time to exit stage left. So for some of you, that's happening. You can also have a different type of eclipse magic, which is what's coming to the surface of like, oh, I think it's all actually coming together. All that work that I was doing, or all those conversations I was having with that person, or all the times that I tried, now it seems to be working together. And here's the affirmation, and look, there's how I know that it's happening. And also I'm just actually feeling quite energized or perky or a little bit like effervescent about what's happening, and it feels like the energy is like relief. It feels like it's in my groove now. This feels possible, and all that I have been doing leading up until this point is now bearing fruit, or at least a flower, and you get the fruit later. Like it seems to, like things start to make sense. It seems to be working out. That's also another energy that you can feel in the eclipse season. And wildcard number 3, you may feel a combination of both. You may have a sense of like, that part of my life, nice, working well, I like it, there's the evidence of moving in the right direction. And then you might just have like and there's just this one little corner over here calling me back, calling my attention. So which one feels most you? And know this, Magic Maker, no matter which one feels most authentic for you, they are all magical. For eclipse energy is moving fast, rearranging things to set you up for your highest good. So whatever it may be, it's not like, oh, well, they win and I lose. Let go of that win-lose and just be, I'm in the magical playground. The universe is working with me to rearrange some things, bring some things to my attention, bring some people, bring some feelings, bring some memories to my attention, or bringing me evidence of like, keep going in that direction. Whatever the case may be, what's advised now is to say yes and lean in to the change that is possible. So on Friday, for our Friday frequency, which is the guided meditation that I do every Friday for you Magic Makers, I was called to, literally, over the Thursday and then Friday morning, to do a guided meditation around change. Because as humans, we're really excellent at finding a whole heap of reasons to fear change or build resistance to change. So if you are feeling like, I could use some help with allowing this to change within me, to allow this eclipse magic, that's one way you could play your magic, is you could find your Friday frequency. It's on the channel. It's right there. And it's all about change is possible now. So however it is that the eclipse magic is working for you, and I do say working for you, for everything is always working out for you, even if it doesn't feel like it is. One thing that you can do is just to sink into some meditation and surrender. Surrender the parts that aren't working, surrender all your expectations. If it is kind of starting to work out for you and then you start to build a whole heap of expectations around it, eclipse time really is the time to say yes to change and surrender into trusting the universe has got my back, everything's working out for me, things are just rearranging for me right now. And I get it. It can be tricky. So let's ask the Gaia Oracle what is going to be supportive for us all as Magic Makers this week as we move into deepening into this beyond the solar eclipse, heading towards the lunar eclipse, beyond Taurus, grounded. How am I taking care of myself? How am I feeling secure? Where is ground for me? Into this deeper lunar, while the moon is growing in light, moving into that waxing moon now. What is in our highest good to know with however your eclipse magic is playing out? No judgment, just say yes. Say, I'm here to play, universe. I'm going to find a way to dance with you. So Gaia Oracle, what is going to be the guiding light? Let's ask that. Our first question for our Sunday Surrender Oracle reading is, Gaia Oracle, what is going to be our guiding light this week as we move deeper into eclipse magic and as we grow in light, just as the moon is doing, as the moon is waxing now? Our guiding light for the week, magic makers, what will be revealed? I don't know. Let's take a big deep breath and let go of expectations and ask just for the guidance that is in our highest good to know now what's gonna be revealed. Oh, how eclipsey. We got the temptress, the guiding light, the temptress, seduction, deceit, broken promises. So imagine this, you're moving in a direction that you think, yep, that's it, yep, feels good, or I think I should go that way, or it feels like that's aligned, and then during the week you find out, hold on, that's not quite lining up in that way. Hold on a minute, that's not what I signed up for. I think I just maybe got seduced into something that looked all glittery and fantastic, but now that I look into the details, maybe not so much. So our guiding light this week is, if there is something in your week that breaks or starts to kind of show that it's not as shiny or seductive as first appeared, that is the universe protecting you. Take it as the green light to shimmy away. So when we get this, when the question was, what's our guiding light? Our guiding light is let it be. The things that do not feel authentic, aligned, and actually solid, things that feel broken, or it feels like, am I being seduced here into this? I've got a little bit of a funky feeling, or I feel like I want to move forward, but it feels dangerous. Step back and shimmy away. Because in an eclipse season, we are being aligned, and you want to ensure that the alignment is in your highest good. So when I say, what's our guiding light? The universe is saying, don't be seduced now by like big wishes or dreams that somebody may share that you kind of go, I don't know if that's grounded in goodness for me. Or if something during your week does not go your way, breathe it in and say, well, that sucks. And I know I'm being protected by the universe, and I may never know why that wasn't for me, but rejection is the universe's protection. So we are being protected now, and keep your eyes out. For the other thing happening this week, Mercury, that minx of communication, the planet of communication, Mercury, going retrograde. Pluto is retrograde, Pluto, planet of transformation, and Mercury is now going retrograde also, which means check the details, review, redo, reassess. So our guiding light this week is you can take time to figure out what is the best alignment for me. Take some time and really follow your authentic hunches. If you feel like you're being seduced, you probably are. Shimmy away. Okay, what else can we know about this week? So if we are shimmying away from things that don't feel grounded and authentic, if we're being aware of Mercury retrograde and ensuring that we're reviewing, reassessing, just checking all of the details, if we're taking a broken promise as the universe, rejection giving us some protection, what else is possible for us to ground into this week? What else is possible for us to ground into this week? What do we got? What do we got? Eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. Yeah. So what else to ground into is the difference between I feel aligned. I feel actually like the eternal love of, like, you are love, Magic Maker. We are all love. We're just earthbound and human at the moment in our love, and we're here to learn about love. And there is happiness and possibility in being grounded in that sense of I am eternal love, right? So it all sounds and feels a bit like, it's all ephemeral up here. What has that actually got to do with my week? This is what it's got to do with your week. You know the difference between I am being loved right now or I am being seduced right now, or I am loving myself by making this decision, or I am seducing myself into a dream of maybe if I just go that direction, or maybe if I just put that on or do that or try to be that person. So looking at that balance point, right? And you know which way you want to go. Do you want to be seduced or do you want to be loved? Do you want to move into a place that is potentially leading towards a broken promise, or do you want to move into a place that feels eternal, leading towards happiness? This is eclipse magic, in that lining up and like what the eclipse energy is doing. Remember that veil is thin, so there's more energy coming down. You'll receive more messages. You'll see there'll be more, like the guidance will feel clearer. Or for some people, it might even feel confusing because there's a lot of movement going on, because the universe is going, no, we're going to shimmy you this way. We want you moving in this direction. So allow for the change and just breathe and check in. Am I being seduced, or does this actually feel like a vibration at least close to love, if not a loving vibration, regarding others, but also, Magic Maker, regarding yourself, the choices you make for yourself. Because we are moving into a Mercury retrograde, it's going to have a lot to do with your communications with other people. So let's draw now a third and final card for our week coming up. It feels like we're going to have to, stay on your toes, keep your awareness and heart open, and don't move into being wary or necessarily second guessing, but do move into stop, pause, breathe, check in. How's that feeling? Is it authentic? Or does it feel like there's some glitter on the outside, but if I scratched it away, rusty? Doesn't take much to just stop, pause, breathe, check in with your vibe. I think we're advised to do that this week as we are lining up. And eclipse magic moves fast. It moves fast. So this might happen on a Tuesday and then it'll be done and dusted by a Friday. Let's see what else is possible, because we are going to be tapping into that eternal love. It's like the universe is loving you by saying, no, you can't have that, or stop seeing that person. Don't do that job anymore. Whatever it feels like it's a no, or it might feel harsh in the eclipse energy, it's actually the universe loving you. And I guess the question is, how are you loving you? It can be tricky some days, huh? I know the difference between days I am and days I'm not. Yeah. Okay, Magic Makers, let's get a third and final card for our week ahead. We are in Eclipse Magic. Things change quickly. There's going to be offers on the table. There's going to be offers taken off the table. Mercury going retrograde. Light growing with the moon. So what is rising in you? Third and final card. What else is it that is in the highest good for Magic Makers to know as we lead into this week and we receive the Enchanted Forest. Mystery, magic, enchantment. This is possible. So here we are with the Enchanted Forest. This is also what eclipse energy gives you, is because the universe can get through in different ways now, and because there's so much rearranging and so much happening, the invitation into the Enchanted Forest is, what if I stepped in and I didn't know every step of the way? But I knew when I stop, breathe, check in, oh, this feels exciting. This feels authentically grounded, good for me. Not like, oh, it could go bad or good, but it feels so good right now, I'm just going to give it a go. Not so much that kind of forest. You don't want to go into that kind of forest. The Enchanted Forest, magic, mystery, opportunity. This is also eclipse magic. In when something moves out of the way, what's going to come to take its place? Where will you move next? So even though this week we have that Mercury minx energy, everything's changing really fast, the checking in of the details, am I being seduced or is this aligned with love, all of that. Look at the higher purpose of an eclipse season, which is essentially an invitation into the Enchanted Forest. Yes, indeed. And not only during eclipse season, while we're being lined up in an eclipse season, we are being lined up for the lunations that come after, the ripples that come after. So the lining up that's happening now that can feel really intense, it's actually lining us up, and we're going to get some time to work through it, be with it, and make it manifest in different ways in our world. And so don't get too caught up in the things that are not working this week. If something's not working or something hurts, if pain rises to the surface, or someone is being a pain, or something you thought was going to happen doesn't happen, breathe. The universe has got me here. I don't know why, but we're just going to let that rise and release. Breathe again, and remember, I am always invited into the Enchanted Forest. And maybe if I clean up here and make some space, there's more space for that forest to come and meet me. Well, Magic Makers, I'm interested in this week. It feels like a lot is going to change, and change quickly. Remember, it's always in your highest good, even if it doesn't feel like it. Just breathe and be, and remember, you are always invited into the magical forest, and you are always invited into the magical forest because you are the magic. So take care, have some fun, do some rearranging, and Magic Makers, be with it. For the energy is all around and within you. So this week I invite you to dance and see if you can find the entryway, the pathway into your Enchanted Forest. Many blessings, have an awesome week, and I will see you for Witch Wednesday. And between now and then, give your love to Mercury, say goodnight to Pluto, watch the moon grow in light, watch you change, and remember that you are eternal love, and you are earth-bound magic. Big love.